There are many famous monkeys in pop culture. Curious George, the flying monkeys from The Wizard of Oz, the band Gorillaz. Feel good! But one ape stands above them all. One who is so recognizable that as soon as you hear his name, his grand stature in media, movies, and even video games is the first thing you think of. His presence, mighty figure, famous since the days of the silver screen. And he's in a Switch game that I want to talk about. That's right! Donkey Kong! And we're gonna take a look at his newest game, Mario vs. Donkey Kong! That wasn't the Kong I was looking for. Okay, so as much as I adore DK, King Kong is obviously the one everyone knows about. He literally is one of the most iconic movie monsters. Right up there with Godzilla. He's been in movies, cartoons, commercials, and of course, video games. And the last game he was in was Rise of Kong. And for a game showcasing the mighty beast, it did not rise. It fell. And it fell hard. I kept hearing about Rise of Kong and how much of a stinker this actually was. Post after post, clip after clip, this licensed game made in 2023 looked absolutely horrendous. Like, really, really bad. There's a clip of how underbaked and glitchy it is that's surfing around the internet that just shows a velociraptor attacking King Kong. But the dinosaur, it's just a PNG. They didn't even animate it. Look out! The pop art is going to get you! It looked like a complete and utter mess, even when it came to running on Steam and all consoles. And me, being the sane person I am, immediately thought, I wonder how awful this is on the Switch. Pretty bad. Yep, I decided to try and play Rise of Kong, a game that was looking like it was running on a potato on the highest settings. And I decided to play it on the low-powered Nintendo Switch. Am I crazy? Do I want to experience peak abominable gameplay? Did I also spend $30 on this game? Yes to all three! So let's take a look and see how far royalty has fallen. This is Skull Island, Rise of Kong on the Nintendo Switch. The game opens up with Kong staring at Skull Mountain, and good God, that's cell shading. This certainly isn't Wind Waker, is it? It's already looking rough, and it's only the title screen. Look, the detail is flickering and the game hasn't even started yet. I'm afraid the moment I press start, my Switch will explode. It also has the problem of loading screen after loading screen. With all these weird images of Kong, too. Look at him looking tough and mean, like he's about to call you out on a YouTube video. An old woman narrates the life of the Kongs, and how they've been slowly wiped out? Apparently, gorillas have gone extinct in this particular universe by dinosaurs? Humans? Does anyone really care? This exposition goes on for way longer than it should. Like, seriously, it goes on for so many minutes.
The history of the Kong family is the history of the Calamity Dinosaur, a primal evil that has roared throughout the... Wait a minute. That's the wrong game there. Let me start from the beginning.
Oh, come on!
And then I told Harold no Kong would beat up Godzilla. And then he just rolled his eyes like always. I know every time I get that look from him, he's going to go on a 20-minute rant about Mothra.
I don't want to hear some story. Let's get to playing some Kongs. On second thought, let's bring back the lady's audiobook. I don't want to see that Kong ever again. What is this? Why does he look like this? This rendition of King Kong looks absolutely disgusting. His colors look gray, muted, and uninteresting. The design is unpleasant. He has a black hole of a belly button. Sorry, innies. And every time he walks, a dust cloud forms around him. It looks like he's farting every time he takes a step. Also, Kong controls extremely awkwardly. He moves slow, his attacks are delayed, and he doesn't jump like you would normally in a video game. He springs too high and then just plops down. It feels really unnatural. Imagine if Mario jumped like 10 feet in the air vertically and took like 5 hours to do so. This Kong is not Mario. Kong can also punch, dash, headbutt, and walk with quite the haughty jaunt. Monster Kong walks by the forest of disappearing trees when all of a sudden he encounters the most terrifying thing imaginable, a shaking camera. Oh god, no, not a shaky screen! Quick, hide your Kongs! Hide your Y! Kong does not like that shaky cam. The environment looks abysmal. Along with it being poorly rendered and objects disappearing, the water looks incredibly fake. Seriously, if you aim the camera right, it looks like a river of pixels under Kong's feet. When the game burns your eye, pixel water makes you cry, that's a King Kong. Even if it did work properly, everything looks bland, boring, and roughly all the same. There are no distinct landmarks or anything that sticks out, which proves to be a huge problem as you progress through the game. The enemies in the game are dinosaurs, which you think would make combat cool, but like everything else so far, it's pretty stupid. There seems to be a combo system, but you kind of just wind up spamming the hit button until maybe your enemy goes down. It doesn't feel like there's a strategy to fighting, just punching until things go wrong. Also, if enemies attack you, you barely get a window to survive. If you don't dodge or run while being attacked, they can bring down your health fast. Excuse me, game? Alright, I wasn't in the groove or anything. Yeah, the tutorials in this game are as immersion-filled as possible by stopping the game completely. Like, why? Imagine if that happened normally and how it would ruin things like... You have a health meter on the top left, and I think a power meter below it, and you heal with these weird purple plants. Who knew Kong was a vegetarian? While on his journey slapping dinosaurs, the monkey can climb vines, destroy walls with his cranium, and do a long jump that heavily rivals the plumber. But with the samey looking environment, it's hard to determine where you were going. But don't worry, if you hit the pause menu, there's a map you can use and... What the hell is this? This is the map? This sorry excuse of cartography is the in-game map. There's no key, no marker to show where you are. The only thing that it points out is the entrance of the whole level. You expect me to find out the rest from that? This is the winner of the Most Useless Map Award. Congratulations, Rise of Kong. You certainly earned it. God, fighting these dinosaurs is so monotonous and boring at best, and at worst, they can attack you so incredibly fast without you being able to defend yourself. Oh, I'm dead. Oh god, King Kong just kind of gave up there, didn't he? I haven't seen a gorilla die like that since 2016. I don't want to live on this planet anymore. The level continues to go on and on. Similar looking landmarks, more tedious platforming, and the camera. I swear, every camera movement makes me feel nauseous. It's either way too shaky, keeps me from seeing where I'm going, or it's just disorienting. Oh god, camera, don't get too close to the Kong. Don't get too close to the... Oh god, King Kong looks terrifying. Oh no, back away, please. And keep in mind, there is no music going on during the entire level. Just ambient jungle noises. All the problems, the boring gameplay, the faulty controls, the ugly graphics, they still would have been despicable. But at least with music, they would have been slightly more tolerable. Instead, you just live with your thoughts, which will turn to mush by the time you're finished this game. We see a cutscene of Kong reuniting with his family, as another Kong is wiped out by an evil dinosaur. All in front of the baby Kong, no! We must avenge our fallen Kong by taking on the Velociraptor, facing him in an epic battle, and defeating them in order to taste sweet, sweet victory. Oh. Well, that sucks. Guess you're an orphan now, monkey.
Was that the bite of 87?
Actually, that's not a joke. Turns out the Kong with bad gas was King Kong's mom the whole time, and the baby is our titular monkey. Like Batman, he watches his parents die by the murderous Jokalociraptor. But instead of being a billionaire, Kong grows up to fight and take on dinosaurs all around Skull Island, getting revenge for his parents. The second level looks slightly brighter. It still has the same problems of rendering as before, but instead of dead gray, the background has the color of puke yellow, a huge improvement. And now I shall make a tree in the background disappear. Whoa! Whoa! Well, the map in the last area was pretty bad, but at least it can't possibly get any worse. What? How could anyone look at this map in playtesting and be like, yeah, this checks out. The player will know where to go. As you can imagine, you can get incredibly lost in this game. I'm all for the idea of a Kong open world game, but you need to be able to navigate where to go in this open world. Otherwise, it's a lost world. And this game already has dinosaurs. Instead of velociraptors, you face a combination of dodos and crabs. And they are no different from the velociraptors. You still just blindly face enemies, and it's just as tedious as before. And then all of a sudden, you face the most dreaded thing I've come across in the entire Rise of Kong game so far. In this corner, the 50 to 60 metric ton king of the gorillas, King Kong, and his challenger, a slightly small red crab. Who will win this exciting and enticing match? The crab. The crab won the fight. Seriously, I had so much trouble with this fight, especially since the crab will take every opportunity to attack you. And with his little minions, they can take you out quick. And you probably think, oh, maybe you can just go somewhere else, right? No! The game autosaves and has invisible walls. So not only can you not run, but every time you die, you spawn in the same exact place, leaving you in an endless loop of crab torture. Mr. Krabs, please no! Don't leave me in this hell! After 20 times, literally 20 times, I defeated this godforsaken crab. Thank God. Turns out, those are little sections of the game where you fight a barrage of enemies. And if you succeed, you get skill points. Yes, this game has a skill tree if you want to use it, and you can unlock special combo moves. If only I cared. You keep exploring the boring island landscapes, fighting dumb enemies, and why is this game so boring? I am able to get a decent amount of material about this game, but it is a struggle to play because even with how shoddily it is made, there is nothing interesting about it in the slightest. How do you make a game about King Kong? A game where you play as a giant ape? Boring. These devs found a way. I don't know how, but we somehow reached the first real boss. The Alaskan bullworm. To this point, we've fought dinosaurs and crabs. Certainly a worm would require a unique strategy. Finally, we have an opportunity to see just what this Kong can do. There isn't. You just wail on him until he dies. That's not an edit. That is something that happened in the game. A cutscene played where the worm was roaring and standing up, and then it cut to said same worm laying on the ground instantly. That's really bad. Like, holy crap. That takes a certain type of negligence in this game. I just can't. So we've had depressing jungle, pukey jungle. What else is next? Oh, I know. Jungle swamp. Love the variety here, Rise of Kong. This is different because the water is purplish. Ooh. It won't hurt you or anything. It just sucks. It just sucks. Well, it could be worse. At least I'm not forced to fight any crabs again. Nope, that's it. I am done. I don't care if I barely touched the game. I've played this trash long enough. Rise of Kong is one of the worst games I have ever played on the Nintendo Switch. It's unfinished, it's ugly, it's clunky, it's difficult to navigate where you are going. Combat is repetitive and obnoxious, and I can't stand another minute of it. The fact that this game not only cost $30 at the time, but also turned one of pop culture's most marketable monkeys into a laughingstock is a slap in the face. And to top it all off, I can't even say it's funny bad because it's dull and monotonous. This game sucks in every way possible. Stay away from it at all costs. Any money spent on this game would be better spent thrown into a fireplace. You could do whatever you want with your money, that's totally up to you. But if you want my advice, do not buy Rise of Kong. Do not even buy it on sale. Do not even buy it as a joke or for a YouTube video. But whatever you do, stay away from crabs.
And that concludes the story of the loud bald man and how he challenged the terribly rendered Kong and was defeated by the dreaded crab. His words, his voice, and much like his head in the middle of day, his incredible shine will be remembered by no one. I don't even remember. Who is he? Anyways, the story of Donkey Kong.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of the video. If you like what you saw, leave a like and be sure to comment as well. Thanks to all these special people who helped out with the video. I couldn't have done it without all of you. Also, special thanks to all my Patreon patrons listed here, including Mantle Ferox. Thank you so much for your support. It is greatly appreciated and means the world to me. And if you wish to support me on Patreon, the link is in the description below, along with my Twitch and Instagram. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good night!